Alright guys, it's time to take a look at the new Randy Orton screenshots in a little bit more detail. So let's start out with the first screenshot that shows Orton staring down Cena at the beginning of the match. And as we switch over to 2K14 just to get a perspective of how much things have changed, Orton's model in 2K14 actually looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot better than Cena's 2K14 model. But as we switch back, it's unreal just how much of a difference there is, especially with the skin, as it just looks so much better. Even the tattoos look a lot more natural, and the area around Orton's mouth and chin, that looks so much more realistic with the way that the skin is based on his expression, but that's something that we'll only be able to fully appreciate once we see the game in action. As for Orton's body, it actually looked pretty good in 2K14, so unlike Cena's, it doesn't appear much different in terms of sizing, but again, with the lighting, it really does help to make his muscles stand out. Going back to the face, and when I first seen it, I didn't think it looked as good as the Cena model, but as you zoom in and you get closer, I think it starts to look even better, to the point that I really do like it, and I think it looks a lot more like Orton than I first thought. Switching the focus to Cena, who we'll only see the back of this time around, if we quickly go back to the 2K14 screenshot, you'll notice that in 2K14 the skin on his back looks pretty bad, and his hair is a lot darker and thicker than it should be. But in 2K15, like I mentioned before, the skin just looks real, as does the back of his head where the hair is a lot shorter and more true to life. Now, before we switch to the second screenshot, let's just zoom in on the crowd, as Wes pointed out to me that this guy may well be wearing the CM Punk Best in the World shirt, and I have to agree, it definitely does look like it. So will Punk be in the game? For me, I would say yes, definitely, but not based off this, because this is just a placeholder crowd. But with him still being under contract for the majority of the time that the game was being made, and the fact that he is a huge name and a big selling point, then it just makes sense to have him in the game. Aside from the Punk shirt, the red ones kinda look like Cena shirts, but it's too blurry to really make them out. I can tell you though that 2K will be going down the same route as the NBA 2K series when it comes to the crowd, as they have said that there'll be a lot more variation in the shirts and the models, so we won't see a group of the same guys in the same sections with the same shirts, something that 2K14 is really bad for. Let's switch over to the second Orton screenshot, and this to me is without a doubt the most impressive screenshot released so far. It really does capture Orton perfectly, and in his iconic pose it looks even more impressive. The attention to detail here is incredible, not just with the tattoos, but even looking at his hands you can see the veins on the back, and then looking at the face, the scanning tech has captured the morphing perfectly, and with the high res textures on top of that, not only does the shaved sides of his hair and the strands on his beard look fantastic, but you can even make out the tiny little pores and wrinkles, which is an insane amount of detail. Also, don't forget, this is just a work in progress, so this isn't even the final model, although it's hard to say just how they could improve on this. Clearly, the guys at Visual Concepts truly are A+ players. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this more detailed look at the screenshots. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments and point out anything that I might have missed. Hopefully now we've seen both guys, if they are the subjects of one of the 2K Showcase episodes and we'll be reliving their rivalry, then the next reveal really should be a trailer to promote that. At least that's my thoughts. So let me know yours below, and until next time, I'll catch you later.